Hi, this is Tim Perry, Managing Editor of Multi-Channel Merchant. I'm with Peter Cobb, the Executive Vice President and co-founder of eBags, and we are at Shop.org 2015 in Philadelphia. Peter, how you doing?
Great.
And
Great
Peter,
conference so far.
And you have a role with you have an executive role with Shop.org also. What is your role with them?
I'm chairman of the board of Shop.org. So really working with leading the direction of Shop.org from the standpoint of conferences like this, and leadership and learning and education and foundation work as well.
Great. Okay, let's start with talking about last Thanksgiving and holiday season in general. So huge for mobile commerce, and I know you guys had some big things happen. Why do you feel that last year mobile finally became the year of mobile, and what has eBags been doing to take advantage of their mobile shoppers? I shouldn't say take advantage like that, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. Not taking advantage, but yeah.
No, I think this device with smartphones it's a combination of you're getting people using it more, you're getting devices that are getting faster, they're getting larger screen size, you're getting millennials that are coming up that this is their remote control for life. And then you've got all of these apps that are being now used by various people, Uber, OpenTable, that are amazing, life-changing apps. iTunes is another one that people are using constantly, and they figure, gosh, I'm using my apps, I'm looking at my weather, I'm doing my social media on my smartphones, why shouldn't I do retail? And I think, frankly, the retailers have been slower to adapt to a mobile shopping experience than some of the other people for social media or some of the other apps that I was talking about. So it's finally taken a while for retail to catch up for the consumers who are ready and willing and currently using their smartphones for all different types of applications.
Now, what are some of the things you guys are? How are you making it easy for the mobile shoppers to use eBags with their mobile devices?
Yeah, a lot of us have had this evolution of course, responsive design, which was taking your PC site and really just trying to fit it into a small smartphone. And now we've moved to adaptive design, which is figuring out by using a lot of A/B testing, what are the key elements that you should be adding into your site and revising. In a lot of cases, I just was on a few mobile sites where the headers are so large they take up 50% of my mobile screen, and you realize you're just swiping and zooming and pinching. And I think a lot of us have figured out we really need to improve that site experience. That's what customers are expecting.
eBags has always been ahead of in my 10 years of multi-channel merchant, it seems like eBags is always the one who's ahead of the game with everything that goes on in e-commerce innovation. And it seems like you guys cracked both the social commerce code and mobile code at the same time with what you guys are doing with Tinder. What exactly I heard about this today, but tell me what you guys are doing with Tinder that helps create a community over there.
Well, we created something that uses swiping. In this case, it happens to be a love it or leave it for handbags, where a woman in this case, will swipe left if she doesn't like it, swipe right if she loves it, and then handbags come at her one at a time. And just like Tinder has a dating application, in our case it's for handbags, and it's been super successful. It's really a bit of gamification comes to retail, but it's also provides a better shopping experience because the algorithm's continually learning based on what you like. It could be price points, it could be types of leathers, it could be the type of buckles, it could be the brand, it could be lots of different factors that go into this algorithm that's custom built by eBags. And the net effect is there's some people that just want to look at a list page and shop, but there's others that don't mind having a little bit of involvement and want to have a bit of fun as they're shopping, and that's what happened with eBags Obsession. And it actually came about in a unique way at ebags.com, in that our software development team has a hackathon, and this was something where they're free to work on anything that they would like. And this came up from one of our developers working with our head of handbag merchandising, to think about different unique ways to make shopping fun, starting with mobile. It's not even on our PC site, it's on smartphone and tablet. And that's where I think a big departure for a lot of us that are thinking in terms of site and design and merchandising is to really start thinking about building for the smartphone. Right now it's about 33% of our traffic on eBags. It's growing close to 100% per month over month. I should say year over year. And so next year it could be half of our traffic on the smartphone. And that's why I'm saying I think we were all slow to evolve to developing specifically for smartphone, but I think clearly customers are speaking and we're getting to that point now.
Peter, the term omnichannel seems to be thrown around a lot as you have to have a bricks and mortar presence as well. But is it possible for an online pure play really to be omnichannel?
I think the closest for somebody like ebags.com is to think in terms of devices. They're in a way that's omni-channel in that there's smartphone, there's tablet, there's PC, there's different shopping experiences. And then if you actually look out with email, rewards program, social media, there's lots of different ways that a customer can communicate and reach out to eBags, and then we can communicate back to them.
Do you see a lot of this with cross-device shopping? Do you see a lot of people like with their phone in a store checking out something and then going home and going to their desktop or their tablet? Do you see a lot of that going on?
Yeah, there's no question, especially with the products that we have. We have 550 brands and 61,000 different bags at ebags.com. And a typical brand like Tumi, a premier luggage and business case brand, would be a good example. If you walk into a normal store, you would maybe find 15 pieces of Tumi, maybe 20 pieces of Tumi. On ebags.com, we have over 500. So somebody may go into a store and say, I like the brand, Tumi or Michael Kors or Kate Spade, but I want to see what else is out there. And that's where eBags plays.
Holiday 2015 is, I don't know if we should say right around the corner, or since this is October 5th,
Right
it's
around
right
the corner,
here.
yeah.
But if we're talking about it as being a last minute kind of adjustment or anything, what would be the last minute advice you would give to anybody?
I think Holiday 15 will start early. I think it's not Black Friday, it's Black November. And I've already seen some sites actually with their holiday promotions starting. Brick and mortar retail has had a difficult first 9 months. And so I think a lot of large brick and mortar will try to make back their year in the fourth quarter. And primarily in those 45 days of November and leading up to December. So I would say people will have to get out early with aggressive deals in a lot of cases, heavy promotion. I don't think you're going to have as many spikes for for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I think it will be a Cyber Week of lots of deals flowing. And then I think as a retailer, you need to get as much as you can out of every day early in the process that kind of provides some breathing room, and maybe you can get back some of those margins after Cyber Weekend as the time element comes more into play. I just want to make sure I get it in time, less worried about price, at least for a product. A site like ours that has 61,000 bags, it gets more into, we do well on long tail from there on.
You were mentioning Cyber Week, and also there is the 11/11 holiday, Singles Day, as many different names are being called by Alibaba recently. Is this something you guys are looking at getting into too, or do you think this is something that we're going to see a lot of? It's going to become a big holiday within the U.S. or for U.S. merchants?
I think it's still early for U.S. merchants, at least communicating to U.S. shoppers, but there will be some sales opportunity within China. Through some Chinese affiliate sites and things like that. Clearly, when Alibaba did $9 billion on one day, and all of U.S. Cyber Monday is $2.3 billion. That's a huge 4 times the Cyber Monday sales just in that one site alone. It's massive, and I think there's an opportunity for us to participate in that over time and create more of a Singles Day. But I think this year you won't see quite so much, but I do think 5 years from now it will be a big deal. I wish it wasn't so close to the holidays, because then I think if it was in September or October when sales are slower, or April or May, I think frankly retailers would jump all over it. But in this case, it's a couple weeks before Black Friday, Cyber Monday, so you almost feel like it gets confusing to be rapid into the holidays.
Let's take a quick look at e-commerce history. You and I go back to the MCM Awards, and that's we haven't had those in a while, but that was at least in 2006. I know you were a judge for those as well. What's been the biggest change that you see? Like what would you say is like the biggest? I would say shiny object that actually happened, or even the shiny object that didn't happen in these past 10, 15 years.
No, I miss those awards. ebags.com won 6 of 11 years.
Every year you guys
6
won.
of 11
Every year
years.
You guys won everything.
Yeah, we won Website of the Year, so we're still proud to hang those in our lobby at the entrance of ebags.com. But I think over 10 years, I think we were talking about mobile. I think the move to mobile, it's taken a bit longer than we thought, but I think that is... you just cannot deny that I have 3 kids in their early 20s, and they do everything with their smartphones, and you realize this is the future. They're not watching TV on through cable. They're not going to malls. They're picking up the phones and doing everything possible right there on our couch with their smartphones. I think that's a huge change, really more in the last 3 years. And then I think the other thing is that personalization. It used to be basically a shotgun blast. We would just try and sweep as many people as we could into ebags.com, and now we have the technology to do a laser-like precision as people enter the site, shop around. The more they click, we find out a little bit more and present a better shopping experience. And I think that's a big change over the last 10 years.